One of GarageBand's most groundbreaking features when it was released way back in 2004 was the inclusion of hundreds of pre-recorded audio snippets and MIDI patterns that users could insert into their projects called Apple Loops. Fast forward to present day and the thousands of free loops available in GarageBand are still one of its killer features. Here's how to use them in your projects. GarageBand has a built-in loop browser that allows you to search for loops using a large selection of criteria, like genre and instrument types. To open the loop browser, click on the loop icon in the top right corner of GarageBand's screen. You have a couple of options here. You can choose to view the browser's refining options as buttons or as vertical subfolders here. Clicking on the Sound Packs menu allows you to refine what loops show up in the browser by specific sound packs that you have downloaded. Any third-party sample packs you've installed will show up here too. You can also refine what loops show up in the browser by using the instrument, genre, descriptor, and heart buttons. So if I was looking for some intense cinematic synth loops, for example, I can use each of these buttons and their menus to narrow down my search. You can use the heart button here to have the browser show loops that you've previously favorited. And if you want to clear any descriptors you've set, click on the orange cross button. Using the scale drop-down, you can organise your loops by scale, unsurprisingly. Now, by default, GarageBand's Loops browser doesn't actually display any key or tempo info. To change this, click on GarageBand in the toolbar, select Settings, and then click on the Loops tab. Check the box here where it says Display Original Tempo and Key, and this info will now show up in the Loops browser. In fact, this is one of several settings I think you should change in GarageBand ASAP. I'll link to the full video down below the like button if you want to check it out after watching this one. If you know the name of the loop or loops you want to use, you can search for them by name here. You can order your loops by clicking on any of these column headings. So I can organise my loops by how many beats they last for, or by tempo, for example. You can also refine the loops shown by type by clicking here. You can have the loop browser display all loop types, only audio loops, only MIDI loops, or just drummer loops. Blue audio loops are previously recorded clips of audio, aka samples. You can drag and drop these into existing audio tracks in your project, or drag them into GarageBand's workspace, where a new audio track will be created automatically. Green MIDI loops were created and can be edited in GarageBand's MIDI software instrument tracks. If I load this MIDI loop into a MIDI track and then change the instrument by opening the library panel and selecting a new patch, the melody will stay the same, but the instrument playing it will change. Now, this is really handy if you like the melody of a MIDI loop, but don't really like the default instrument that plays it. Yellow drummer loops are powered by GarageBand's Drummer Track and can be customised in real time using that track type's editing controls. You can audition loops from the loop browser itself by just clicking on them. You can stop and start your selected loop from playing back with this speaker icon at the bottom of the browser. You can also see your selected loop in waveform here, and you can adjust how loudly it will play back when auditioning it with this slider. Note that this doesn't affect the volume of your loop once you've added it to a project, only its volume while listening to it in the browser. To add a loop to your project, you can simply click, drag, and drop it into GarageBand's workspace. This will create a new MIDI software instrument track if you're adding a green MIDI loop, a new audio track if you're adding a blue audio loop, or a new drummer track if you're adding a yellow drummer loop. Note that there are only a limited number of drummer tracks that you can add to one project. To increase the length of your loop or to have it repeat, you can hover your cursor over the top right corner of the loops region. You'll see the cursor change to this loop icon, then click and drag the region to the size that you want. Alternatively, right-click on the region you want to loop and select Loop On or Off from the menu, or just select the region and use the keyboard shortcut L on your typing keyboard. You can also copy and paste your loop. Click on the loop region to highlight it and use the keyboard shortcut Command and C to copy it. Then move the playhead to where you want your copied region to go and hit the keyboard shortcut Command and V to paste. Probably the best thing about using these Apple loops in GarageBand is that everything that's included in GarageBand, all audio loops, all MIDI loops, and all drummer loops, are completely royalty-free. This means that you can use them in commercial projects or your own released music freely without having to worry about getting into any hot water copyright-wise. Most of the time. I'll link to another video down below that you might want to watch before using any unaltered audio loops, for example, in projects you plan to release. Let me know your thoughts on GarageBand's loops and the loop browser in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, give that like button a good hard slap on the way past. I really appreciate it and it helps more people see this video. And for more info about getting started with using GarageBand on your Mac, stick around for another video that I think you'll find really useful.